Hey, what's up guys? I'm trying to do a few more of these little kind of tech videos. If you have a pinball machine or you're trying to work on them, I know a lot of people think they're really hard to work on. They're really not. It's just kind of time consuming, and there's enough resources online you can usually figure out what your problem is. But I have an issue with this Stranger Things table that I just got that I think is a pretty easy fix. It's just a little tricky to get to. So if you ever had one of these or played one of these at a location and the ball wasn't going where you think it should, there's a couple of things that are pretty common in this game in particular. And one that relates to a Mandalorian that I also have that's the same kind of fix. So I thought I'd just kind of walk you through it real quick and show you what I'm talking about. All right, so I have the ramp already kind of taken apart. I'm actually about to put it back on so I can show you what the problem is with this. And this is has a UV kit, which is actually a really cool effect when it turns on, but this gets in the way when you're trying to fix this. This is actually a pretty common problem on the Stranger Things model. The saucer here is designed to kick the ball into this burn back lane. So it's supposed to kick the ball from that straight over to that, which loops around the screen and comes back down. It hits off of a little plate, if you can see it right here. There's a little metal plate right there that angles the ball back that way. It can get loose, it's only on 2 bolts. It can get loose, and what will usually happen is you'll start getting these really sloppy, unpredictable shots, because instead of hitting the lane here, it'll start hitting the targets, or it'll start hitting somewhere in here, which can cause some balls to go straight down the middle. It's super, super frustrating. So the fix for that, there are 2 nuts that sit on this plate. You have to take this ramp off, you loosen these 2 nuts that are right there on the top of the plate, and make the adjustment. Usually you have to pull it up a little bit, and that's what gives it the right angle to get back around. And that's one of those kind of routine maintenance things you probably have to do every so often, because the more the ball hits off of that, the more it's going to adjust. The second thing you do while you have this ramp off, and this is super frustrating, and I had the same problem with the Mandalorian. This feeder plate right here, this metal plate, comes off this loop. And the design is the ball comes around this loop, feeds off of this feeder, and it's supposed to come right back to your flipper. That's how that's lined up. It's supposed to. But it's on another little nut that gets loose as you play, and it starts to fold itself back inward. And as it does that, it'll feed around this loop, and it'll start hitting off this sling. So it'll hit here, it'll hit here, and again, you get really sloppy, unpredictable shots, and it makes the game hard to play. So pretty easy fix. Again, you just pull this out with your finger. There's a nut right behind it. You tighten it down, and it'll stay. Both of those are kind of routine things you have to change. I would say check on it every month or so, as depending on how many plays you have on the machine. And those 2 simple adjustments, I mean, you got to take the ramp off. It's really not, don't be scared to take a ramp off. It's not a big deal. But those 2 adjustments in a game like this will vastly improve your play and your the amount of fun you have. There's nothing more frustrating than not being able to predict where a shot's going to go, or having a ball hit off of something and go right down the middle, or slop off of a sling that you can't control. So if you've played one and felt like the game was a little loose, it probably was. It just needs some quick adjustments. Figured I might as well show you what it's supposed to do now that I got it all put back together. So again, the saucer sits over here underneath that ramp. What it was doing was kicking the ball basically straight to the middle of the screen, which, if the drop targets are up, cause the ball to run right back down the middle. You don't want that. What it's supposed to do is kick off the saucer into that burner lane, wrap all the way around, hit that feeder, right back to the flipper so you can control it. That's how it's supposed to work. So now I'll kind of show you. There, around, right down there, and right to the flipper. That's how you fix it.